People try to take away my power so much that I realize actually like that precise fire that I have in me it's my strength, that is my thing. And so I just kind of wanted to flip that narrative and realize, no, actually, like, I can be bold, I can be audacious, and I want more people to feel that way. So Laudace is a call to action. People should feel bold enough to show up as themselves, to have dreams as themselves, to desire to have a better world for themselves and others like them. All these different things make me me. And so when I step into a place, I'm not just a black woman, I am all these different things. My name is Axelle Ahanhanzo. I started my company Ludes, and Ludes is an equity-first and intersectionality-focused ecosystem that advances the psychological safety, sense of belonging, well-being, and inclusion of people who are historically marginalized. I strongly believe working with allies, because we cannot create change alone. The interesting thing about intersectionality is that if we zoom into a particular group that is lesser privileged, we can also find privileges within these groups, right? So I'm a person with a disability, I'm autistic and ADHD, as I mentioned, and a couple other things. But if you put me next to someone who's disabled physically, I also have privileges in the face of that person. So those are the nuances that intersectionality looks at. In my work, I essentially use different channels, so from workshops to listening circles, gathering people into community to speak about what challenges them, what makes them them.
Back in the day, before Afrobeats was popular.
I'm also a woman who's black, but also have privilege. I'm highly educated. I'm a middle-class woman. I'm well-traveled. I speak a lot of languages. I've had a lot of opportunities in life that make me privileged. And sometimes when I come into spaces that expect me to be different than what I actually am, it feels like I have to upkeep this kind of like high standard that I come with, because I'm not like your average black woman or your average black person stereotypically. So it's the pressure of being good, perfect all the time that wears you down also over time.
Learning how to work through the trauma of our histories of oppression and of domination, and we can perpetuate that. So I think learning how to be aware of that you could also be that one harming, and at the same time I think also building spaces, right, which is like you're saying, being bold, so you're just doing stuff in life.
You hear a lot of people talking about, oh, we want more women in leadership, oh, we want more equal pay. And I'm like, all these things are great, but in the meantime, there's people burning out, there's people committing suicide, there's people in careers that are lifeless for years, and it's affecting their mental health, it's affecting their ability to sleep, it's affecting their social life, all these different things. Like, why are we talking about the things that are looking at humanity first before looking at the material things? How about my psychological safety? How about my health? How about my well-being? How about my free time? So the focus of my company is looking at how we can recenter also the conversation about DEI, about these very essential human things before we can look at all the extras.
The system doesn't work. We need new worlds. But when we're going to be creating these new worlds, we need to create worlds that reflect the beauty and the magic that we found within ourselves. So if we're not spending any time reflecting and growing and creating space for ourselves, there's still lots of trauma that we're driven by. So we're going to create more of that.
I'm a strong believer in change starts with talk. Change ends with talk. And when people come into these spaces, you realize how much people have to say. how much even in our differences, we have common experiences, that the pain that sometimes people share or describe, even if it's different, you can relate to it. There's more that connects us than divides us. And yeah, it just reminds me of our shared humanity, and like, why are we not talking more about this? And human beings are beautiful. That's really what I get from it. And yes, how can we connect more human beings? How can we realize that we actually have more in common, that we have more to give, more to share, more to teach each other. Yeah, that's really what these sessions give me. That's also what I want them to give to other people.
If we dare to show up authentically, just like you were saying, then we're gonna allow other people to show up authentically as well.
My purpose is to create change for others, for communities, because I would have wanted to experience that change. I would have wanted my parents to experience that change. I would have wanted people like me to experience that change. So if every day I can make this world a little bit better for the next generations, I'll do that. I'll wake up and I'll do that. Yeah. Sometimes change feels long. Change feels discouraging. Change feels like something that makes you angry because it's just not going where it's supposed to go. And this is kind of like a message to kind of like encourage everyone to cultivate patience and find strength in community, find strength in speaking up. Yeah, and connecting with like-minded people. There are people like you who want to create a better world out there. Hold on to them. Hold on to them. The ultimate mission for me is that this is for everyone. It's a dance that we have to do together, right? And so everyone is involved, and that's why I say historically marginalized groups of people and their allies. It's a joint work. It's for us, by us.
Yeah, no, it was so healing, so generative. There are not that many spaces of events all the time that sort of give you that feeling where you can be vulnerable, but you're also laughing and having a good time. So this was sort of all of it packaged in one, and I'm just very happy I came.